Yo, what's going on, folks? Welcome to another edition of Coastal Bros. The Bros are back. We got Big Boy Joey Two Wallets sporting a new jersey. Let's see this real quick. What are you wearing? Oh, he has his Tennessee jersey on today.
Which looks like Buccaneers debut.
Yeah, he does. You
does
got a Buck jersey on? I knew it.
He's in the house.
I knew it. You got it. Look who popped in early. Our boy Nick. What's up, Nick? What's going on, Nick? Yeah, look at that.
I see somebody's excited.
Somebody's excited that his Vikings won.
Congratulations.
At least his team won.
Oh, should we start off right there with that, dog?
He said he should be wearing the Viking. He can wear the Viking jersey.
He predicted 21-28, and they came out on top 30-17.
Yeah, they stomped on them.
They did that. They did that.
We'll start with since Nick is on. We'll start with that game. Normally we break down our games, what went down, but let's break down that Vikings Seattle game there.
Man.
30-17 butt whooping. Oh, and by the way, Kirk Cousins, he didn't do all that in the fourth quarter, Mr. Two Wallets.
Oh wow. A clock is right 2 times. A dead clock is right 2 times.
There you go.
And the rest of the time.
A broken clock is right 2 times a day. Okay, but
you got me all flustered.
Kirk Cousins, 323 yards, 3 touchdowns. No Cook, but they didn't need him. Late scratch that game.
Right.
So, was this more about the Vikings winning or the Seahawks losing?
The Seahawks got beat by a better team last Sunday. The Vikings took that.
And what did you thoughts, Big Boy? What you thinking?
I gotta concur with that wholeheartedly. Kirk Cousins was out there in rare form, 30 for 38. 30 for 38. And you got the backup halfback running down.
Who had 100 yards. And then Jefferson. Oh, don't draft, dude. I'm 0-3 in my fantasy league. If I wouldn't listen to you, I might have won a couple games. Don't draft Jefferson. 9 catches, 118 yards, and a touchdown. Don't draft Kirk Cousins. 3 touchdowns, 320 plus yards.
I have Jefferson.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah. He said you put the old okey doke.
Yeah, he did.
No, I didn't mean it.
No. He I should call him Joey auto drafting. Auto draft wallets because he didn't get a chance to catch the do it real quick. No. And so since he didn't draft, I showed him his team. He was like, "No, Jefferson. This dude's pretty good pickup for you. Would you not say, Senor Wallets over there?"
I still don't see how that's going to maintain over the season. Hot start.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Me and you, look, we're going to talk a little fantasy football real quick.
Go for it.
On my family, I have a family fantasy football, okay? My mom's in it, my wife's in it, my cousin's in it, his girlfriend's in it, my aunt, my uncle, a friend of mine, a couple friends of mine, Two Wallets is in it. The guys that do Sports Daddy TV and talk about football every week are 0-3. Are 0-3. 9th and 10th.
I didn't draft mine. I have an excuse.
So he didn't draft his, and I've been making changes every week. Every week. This past week, I go with Moore, and I sit Clark. Clark goes off. I don't go with Boyd. Boyd goes off. But right? I'm just like, if I make two little switches and bam, I win. So, and I'll get into what happened with my team name in a little bit, because that's a funny story and a doubt. And
Mr. Island Herbert.
Yeah. If my cousin's out there watching, you're welcome. Yeah.
Can we add to that real quick? You not only lost your fantasy name, you lost a 6-pack of Arizona to this one, right?
I did. I have to pay up the Arizona tomorrow, Thursday. You begin your Arizona. You get your Arizona. You make sure your dad goes as he dabs up. Make sure your dad goes to the store on his way home from work. Say, look, Dad, you got my Arizona? No, don't come in the house. But yes, since you brought it up, yes, I went from Big Chief Daddy, obviously, in my football team, to I love Herbert because, well, the Chiefs, disappointing start. Lost to the LA Chargers. My cousin's a big Charger fan. We had a bet going. Loser has to change their name until they play again, right? So I looked at the schedule. The Chargers and the Chiefs play in the end of the year.
He uses his phone.
So I have to keep my team's name. hey, and then here's my wife right here. Boo! I love Herbert. Look at that. She's been gloating all day. She has a better record. She has a better record than I do. She's got to the point now where she doesn't even ask me for fantasy help. I have to go to her to ask for fantasy help. I need some help with my team. Can you help me, please? My team's horrible. Again. She's finished better than me, I think 3 out of 4 years.
Yeah, I would like to ask a question.
And now she's gonna rub it in and say "Go Chargers." She's a Bears fan. She wants to say she's gonna do "Go Chargers." What the heck's going on right now?
We can talk about both of those games.
Now, big boy, here we go with this one, right? So I have won his league, and he has won my league. Neither one of us has won our own league.
I came really close last year. Last year, I finished 3rd. That's probably the best I've ever done. Okay, I finished, but I had Mahomes. I had my homeboy.
Because you have Patrick Mahomes.
That's right.
That's the only reason why.
And if I'd have got Patrick Mahomes this year, I wouldn't have been in. I won't be 0-3. I'm gonna put you in our league next year.
That last game though was a little bit of Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, that last game is a little. What do they call them? 2 cents. I'm gonna put you in the league next year. Your dad's gonna have to pay for your league next year. I think you're gonna go in there next year.
Nope.
No, talking all that mess. He's talking all that mess.
He doesn't know about fantasy, but he'll be prepped, primed, and ready for fantasy next year.
Okay, I'm gonna have to put him in it.
I'll invest in mine. I'll do it. No question.
So, here's the wife. Because you pick with your gut and your heart and not by projections. Go Moneyball.
Wow. Did she just reference my Oakland A's who are not in the playoffs, by the way?
No, yes, she did. She goes by projections. She says, hey, guess what? If this guy's scoring, no matter who it is, she could bench Tom Brady for Kirk Cousins because Kirk Cousins has the better projection than Tom Brady. She don't look at matchups like we do. But that's how people win, I guess. So
showed up, showed out.
Anyway, so all right, let's get into some of these games. We'll start with my game. Well, the Panthers won on Thursday. They routed the Texans. No problem, easy that. So we'll start with the Chiefs. Chiefs go fall down 30-24 against the Chargers. Not only is it a bad loss as far as they're 1-2, they're now 0-1 in the division. A lot of people's Super Bowl pick, a lot of people's pick to go to the AFC Conference Championship, a lot of people's pick to be the third team to be in the Super Bowl 3 years in a row. They're missing something. Now, they have a bad turnovers. Patrick Mahomes had 2 picks. One was really, really bad. I can't blame the other one. Off the receivers, off the receivers' shoulder pads or hands or something. Ricochet caught. Okay, I get that one. But the one where he's throwing the ball and he's trying to make something out of nothing, and then, it's not the Super Bowl like he was. Like I get it. I get last year's Super Bowl. Last year during the Super Bowl, make something out of nothing. It's the last game of the year. You're running around. You're trying, and 3 catches go differently, and we probably win that Super Bowl, or at least make it a lot closer than what it was. I feel like he's doing that now. The right side of their offensive line is young. I get it. Ning is. I was like, "Where's Eric Fisher?" Because I know we haven't. The doctor has not come back. He's still injured, so he hasn't played yet, and he's on that right side of the guard. But I feel like between that and the fact that we can't stop the run to save our lives. And that's the formula. Tampa Bay made that big formula to how to beat the Chiefs. Nothing over top. Like they said in the broadcast, keep the roof over. Put the roof over him. No, nothing over the top. Everything below. And they can't run. And then run the ball. And they're running the ball tremendously. Everybody is. Eckler, he had 55 yards rushing. But Herbert is, if I was a Dolphin fan, I'd be mad right now because I should have drafted Herbert. I shouldn't, and
I'm mad.
Even though, and then Edwards-Helaire, I'm still waiting. Why were these people so mad? Why was the draft? Why were these owners so mad about us getting Helaire? Because I haven't seen anything as far as what he can do. He finally got 100 yards in the game after I said, when's the last time he got 100 yards? But he had a key fumble that messed up the drive. 2 bad fumbles in 2 games. We'll see what they do this week against the Eagles. I'm not thrilled about their new acquisition in Flash Gordon. 2 reasons. 1, he can't play defense. And 2, over under by say week I'll give you over under week 12. Is he even with the team, or is he out of the NFL again?
Put some respect on that man's name. He's better than that.
I can't put that respect on his name because his actions does not. Talented player, yes. His actions off the field that's getting him suspended and kicked out of the league? No. Over under 12 by week 12, is he still on this team or is he kicked out of the NFL again?
You got suspended 6 times. 6 times. You'll be lucky if he gets to week 10.
My point exactly. I am not really thrilled about this guy. I'd rather have gotten Richard Sherman from that went to Tampa Bay to play corner to help our struggling defense than to get another. You're trying to outscore the team because you can't stop them. That's not how you win.
Are you really worried about them playing the Eagles this week, though? Like, for real?
It's not the Eagles I'm worried about. It's later on in the week. This could be a trap game because who do we got the next week after that?
Later on a week in trap game. Trap game normally comes after a team playing well.
Well, guess
Kansas
what?
City's not playing well right now. You can't get trapped if you're not anything to trap.
You looking forward to Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes and over forget
No, you're
Jalen
not
Hurts the
looking
next thing you
forward.
know?
You're looking forward to beating Philly. Andy Reid got something to prove. I'm going to beat this team that I used to coach, and they let me go.
So, well, it is convenient that Andy Reid could get his 100th win against Philadelphia by beating Philly this weekend.
You did post it on Facebook for anybody that didn't catch him posting on Facebook. We'd like to wish Andy Reid a speedy recovery after being released out of the hospital after his complications on the sideline last Sunday.
Look, I saw him on the sideline. He looked fine to me. It's called your team is 1-2. I don't want to talk to the media. What are we gonna do? Hey, we got this ambulance here. We could let you go out the back door.
Slide out.
They've done that. I've heard stories of doing that for wrestlers, WWE wrestlers back in the day, so they don't find them in the hotel they're staying at. Maybe they did that. Slide out the back door. Hey, Rashawn Johnson said I was so wrong for making that comment.
I mean,
Thank you. Thank you.
It's just
Cold-blooded.
It's what, you know. But anyways, yes, we got the Eagles. Hopefully we'll win. We'll bounce back. But so I'm scrolling down, and the next team we could talk about is the team out of Tennessee, 25-16 Colts. He's wearing his Derrick Henry jersey because he won the week before against Seattle.
Yes.
He looks like a Bucks jersey.
What does it say right there?
Titans.
What's that right there?
Buccaneers.
Bibles?
Oh.
Bible.
All right, talk about your Titans, buddy. Your boy throws 3 touchdown passes.
All right. People were, worried about Tennessee after that victory. We had a lot of injuries. So I think we found out the last couple of weeks, we're now indented in our identity. Ryan Tannehill is going to be the play action quarterback. We're going to throw to run, and then we're going to run downhill and run down your throat. This is what we're going to do. This is our identity. This is who we are. We're going to pass, and then we're going to run. Now, I had a couple arguments with a couple of Tennessee Titan fans. They're wrong. I miss Conklin, okay? He just happens to be the #1 rated guard after week 3. He's now in Cleveland. I'm also going to change something. I picked Kansas City and Tennessee to be in the AFC playoffs championship. There's one team that gives me cause for pause. It's not Cleveland, and it definitely ain't Buffalo. Sorry, you can't run the ball in the playoffs. You can't win. The Denver Broncos scare me. If there's any team that can beat Tennessee or Kansas City, it's Teddy and the Glove. I'm happy that we found our identity, but I'm nervous if our pass rush doesn't improve. Big boy?
What I like about the Titans is their efficiency. Like you said, you're going to run that ball, and that's something you're going to do. You did throw 3 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions was a bit but efficient. Only 4 penalties for 20 yards? I could live with that. Anybody who's a fan of a team could live with that. That is discipline at its finest. And the defense is still there. I know you had a little bit of subtractions in the offseason, but guess what? Y'all glued it back together, and it's holding up. I like it.
I do too.
As much as I respect the Broncos. I still feel like they just don't have that pedigree to make the run deep. They might make it to the playoffs, but I don't think they have everything they need offensively to go deep.
I feel you. But what is getting healthy about Denver? Their wideouts. What travels really well? Pass rushing defense. I mean, they one side and the other, you can't double both. And then now you got them corners. I'm nervous, dude.
Yes, Surtain was a nasty pickup by the Broncos. They knew what they was doing.
Yeah, and then everybody forgot about the other side who they picked up in the offseason from Chicago. I mean, I'm nervous. Just saying.
All right. So let's get into Big Boys Giants.
Man, oh man.
What's going on with them, man?
They could do it to you every last 5 minutes of the game. They will find a way to make sure they don't win that game. That's what it came down to. Last 5 minutes of the game. I think they went off. They had a walk-off field goal, and that was the end of it. Barkley did okay, 51 rushing yards. Jones, 39, but I don't know what to say. I need our receivers to actually get open all the way. Galladay did his thing. Johnson, he came out of nowhere. Barkley's also up there for receiving. What the rest of the receivers doing for the team? We got Kenny Galladay, first round pick. He got one catch. Boy, got one catch. Defense, I don't know what to say about that, man. Sometimes I look at them, I'm like, they don't want to play. I mean, they stopped the rush. Less than 75 rushing yards a game, you're doing something right in my book. But when you're giving up all those passing yards like it's nothing, I don't know. And it's the same two people that beat them. You got beat by essentially two people, Patterson and Ridley. How you lose a game to two people, I don't know. And the penalties is ridiculous. 8 penalties, 53 yards. I'm not wild about that. It just hurts.
I mean, I'm looking at this right now. I mean, Barkley had 16 carries, but it was your offensive line, right? I mean, your offensive line is young, old, new, garbage. So, I mean, it all starts with offensive line. You get they're making Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is going to beat you, not Barkley. And when Daniel Jones has no touchdowns this week, 0. I believe last week he had 1. So, another bad showing for them. We'll see how they do next week, coming up in week 4. Is it a coaching issue? Do you let go of your coach? Is it time to look elsewhere?
I say we let him finish the season. I'm not a big fan of switching coaches mid-season.
I'm not either.
Let him finish the season. See if he can rally again like he did last season. Hopefully make it to the playoffs if we can with the defense coming together. Because I don't do the middle of the season switches. Let him get to the offseason. If you want to get a new coach, then he has a chance to get his personnel in and get his people in with him.
So we got this guy right here, Sergio writes. He says Giants are pretty small. So
that's cool.
So I mean he's a big 49er fan. We'll get to your 49ers in a minute.
Oh, that's what I hate.
So he got something for you too, buddy. He says Titans were good. What's it say? Titans were good when they were good.
Oh man.
So we'll
goodness
see.
they're good.
With the Titans, it's all about how Henry goes. They go. I think same thing with the Giants. How Barkley goes, you guys go. You could be worse.
Right.
You could be the Steelers right now.
Jacksonville.
Right.
No, not Jacksonville. You could be the Steelers.
One thing about the Giants is that they'll play to the level of the team they're playing against and give it away in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they
I'm
not,
loving
it.
they don't know how to finish. Yes, they're not. They definitely don't know how to finish. Speaking of which, the Steelers. This is the problem with the Steelers. They didn't draft a backup quarterback. They didn't draft a backup quarterback to go with to replace Big Ben like they did in everywhere else, like they did in Green Bay.
Haskins?
I'm more Cam.
I'm glad you caught that. Thank you for laughing.
Cam?
Who?
Could they go
They
get
don't even have a
Cam?
running back.
We're gonna go there again. They can go get Cam.
They
Put some
have a running
pressure.
back.
Put some. Okay, well, they can get a guy that has to technically play quarterback, even though he's a running back. Go get something. I think the Steelers are in trouble. They should have back. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. I don't see them. I mean, they lost 24-10 to a Bengals team that, Joe Nixon's coming back. Chase is on his way to be Rookie of the Year, in my opinion. Yes, dude is a monster. I know you got that guy down in Arizona. We'll get to him in a minute.
Oh, okay.
But 4 catches for 65 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's really helping Joe Burrow. I think that's what they kind of missed of that big receiver that they didn't have last year. And Joe Burrow, look, only 18 throws. 18 throws and 18 carries for Mixon. So it's like a perfect even match. They're really balanced.
For now.
They're really balanced, but at the same time, Pittsburgh's really bad. So we'll see how they do next week.
Okay. No. But keep that same energy. Cincinnati's really balanced, right? You're confident in Joe Burrow. I'm still on the fence because I've only seen it for a half a season because he was hurt. Put some on it. Pack
All right.
Gatorade versus your Pack Coke Zero, and I can dip into what
All
I
right. No problem. Let's see.
I got Jacksonville.
Oh no. They're gonna beat Jacksonville.
Are you gonna bet a case?
I'll bet you a case.
You're gonna bet a 6-pack.
I bet you a 6-pack right now.
There it is.
There it is. And people watching.
Big boy, you the witness?
I'm witnessing.
You're the witness along with everybody else watching here.
But I'm going with the Bengals on this one.
Are you adding a case too? 6-pack. I want Gatorade.
Put me down.
Both of y'all. Okay.
Put me down. I'm
and
sorry.
What's your 6-pack?
Me? This is all I drink. I drink ice.
Ice? Gotcha.
Look at hey. We know what happened last time you made a bet.
Look. The Bengals found a way to win the game off of 42 plays.
That's right.
42 plays. They managed to win a game.
Okay.
Big Ben threw the ball almost 60 times.
Thursday night, Jacksonville has a better offensive line than Pittsburgh, and Jacksonville has actually improved every single week. Pittsburgh got worse since upsetting the Bills.
Hey, Big Chief.
What's up?
Remember, last time you bet it.
Yeah, I know. The last time I bet, but I bet you. I didn't bet. I win against your dad. Your pops owes me a lot.
First of all, I only owe you 2 6-packs.
Okay. You owe me a lot.
I win this, I'll only owe you 1.
Go check the record book on that one. But
and big boy, we gonna keep a tally. I'm gonna write. Daniel, are you writing the bet? Let me get the red pen.
Get the red pen out.
Get the red pen out.
Well, okay. So speaking of the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Cardinals handed them. So you're telling me that after getting their butts kicked 31-19, they're going to come back on a short week and beat the Bengals?
The Bengals on a short week, going to Jacksonville, a team that everybody considers horrible. They're just all of a sudden going to play up to talent. They're going to play up to the best of their ability, I don't see that happening.
So, yeah, well, okay. So you say that that the Bengals will go downgrade as far as their ability, but you think that the Jacksonville Jaguars can defend home field?
It's my upset of the week.
That's your upset of the week.
That is,
if you think that quarterback is going 0-4, good luck.
I think
and
he's
that
going.
Running back can play.
He's going 0-4. Urban Meyer has 1 foot out the door.
Just because that rhymes and it was cute doesn't mean that's gonna happen.
He's done. All right, so
My thing about the Giants is that Lawrence is still trying to learn how to play the game on the NFL level.
Exactly.
And
guess
so
who doesn't really have a fast defense? Guess who's not really that fast?
And so does Saban still, or Urban Meyer still trying to coach on the NFL level. This ain't college. This ain't Ohio State where you could get every 5-star recruit like you did. What's the good old saying? What did Parcells say? Right, that famous line. You want me to cook the dinner, but you don't let me.
Your record says you are.
No. That is your boy Green. I'm talking about Parcells says, you want me to cook the dinner, but you don't let me shop for the groceries.
Bill Parcells said, you are what your record says you are.
And he also said
something a whole bunch.
And he also
Bears.
And he also said when he was with Dallas, you want me to cook the dinner, but you don't let me shop for the groceries.
Right, but he's shooting at Jerry Jones. Everybody knows Jerry Jones do that.
Khan is the same way. Urban Meyer is not
next light
picking people. Urban Meyer's not picking that squad. Not yet.
No, and he won't.
Okay, so I still like Bengals. So okay, so a few more games. We'll get to 2 games real quick. 2 games from last week. One, we will talk about Sergio Wright's 49ers. Look good till the end.
That was a close one.
Green Bay comes back, wins on Sunday night. Great Sunday night games. Those 3 weeks, Sunday night games have been awesome.
Moment.
Packers win. I want to say RELAX when you're in Green Bay, right? I mean, come on. I mean, you had Aaron Rodgers. It was just a rough start. He was 261, 2 touchdowns. But, I mean, Garoppolo looked good. But their running back situation is probably suspect because no Mitchell. They had, what's his name?
They had George Kittle run.
Sermon with 31 yards. Then they're gonna need to pick up their running back by committee. I mean, and when I mean by committee is they're scraping the bottom of the barrel when it comes to running backs between them and Baltimore. The problem is with the 49ers is they don't have speed at the quarterback position like Baltimore does. But it was a gutsy win by Aaron Rodgers. You know, I have a problem with people that need the field goal to win the game, and you score early. Run that clock out as much as you can. Don't score. I don't care if you stop at the 1-yard line. Just let the play go, because if you do that, you don't leave enough time for Green Bay to get into scoring position. One big play and bam, they're in scoring position.
Yeah, especially against Mr. Hail Mary.
Yes.
No.
He says he's not fond of Garoppolo.
You know what?
So I mean
no. Since this gentleman went ahead and brought up Garoppolo, when Garoppolo ends up in Miami, it's gonna be a new day down there.
Wait a minute. You have him going to Miami now? You had Deshaun Watson going to Miami. How many quarterbacks going to Miami?
No. I had Deshaun Watson going to Miami before the season. It's now season has started. It looks like both teams may go in a different direction.
But you just told me, you said off air, or should I say that off air, on your show in the car, you are thrilled with Jacoby Brissett as the quarterback for Miami.
I am.
Now you want Garoppolo to go to Miami.
I still think he ends up there, but that's why I'm asking the question. Did they accidentally find the future? Most people are going to say no. The organization is going to say no because he's.
Well,
come on, man.
You drafted Tua, and you should have not drafted Tua. But where does Garoppolo? Okay, so if Garoppolo goes now, people in 49ers right now, Lance is. They seem to love to love him. When he came in the game, the crowd went a little bit crazy. I would love to know what my friend Sergio thinks about Lance, as he writes here. When the 49ers needed Garoppolo to show up, they let him down. So what do you think about Trey Lance? Does he see more time? Like, they got some gimmick plays already for this guy.
Yeah, but sit.
A gadget player for the time being. Look,
my man.
The 49ers is built over running that ball. Then it wasn't always about having a top 5 quarterback. It was about having those top backs doing their thing. They had seven different people run the ball last game and had less than 70 yards collectively. When running is your identity and you can't run the ball, you're not going to win too many games. I'm surprised they came back when they did. Period. And
but
Buffalo did his best.
Right. But the way NFL is today, they don't for the regular season, other than a couple players, you don't run the ball take Derrick Henry off the Titans and Tannehill's throwing for 400 yards.
Yeah.
Right? Look at Mahomes is doing. He got no running back help.
Oh no!
Why are you hating on Hilaire, man? Why don't you just get it?
Okay. Look at Jones with Barkley. Barkley, as I said, look at down in Dallas. If it wasn't for Pollard, where would Dallas Cowboys be right now? And by the way,
Elliott.
Sergio, Sergio says, "Big boy, you're right, my man." About San Francisco needs to run that ball.
That's it. Just running down their throats.
So
look, Garoppolo has no business throwing the ball 40 times a game. They should cap him at 25.
No quarterback has any business throwing for 40 times a game. I don't care who you are.
Whoa. Let's back the train up a couple of weeks. Matter of fact, the last episode, didn't you love the high flying scoring?
Yes, I do. I love that. I love that. I still love shootouts.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to pull up how many passes both of them threw? That's golf and.
But we're gonna see. To me, a quarterback's just like a pitcher. Pitch count. You gotta have a throw count.
Mm-hmm.
It's gotta be a throw count.
What?
You gotta have a throw count when it comes to the quarterbacks. You also gotta have a running game. You said it yourself. I didn't believe you until last year. Running game and defense win Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Every single Super Bowl team has that in common regard.
Right. If you take away that wasp play, and I'll say it right now, Sergio has a winning quarterback because the Niners beat the Chiefs in that Super Bowl. And we're talking about Mahomes being 0 for 2 instead of 1-1. Okay? They go away from? They went away from running the ball. And they had Garoppolo, I'm going to put this in your hands. You're going to go win it for us. And it didn't happen. Why don't people do that during the regular season? Because they need the fans and they want to go out and have fun score. I love high scoring games too. I don't want
Yeah, I
9.
give him a high
I don't.
five for that too. Yeah.
I don't want
Wait for
9-3.
it.
I don't want 9-6. I don't want 10-7.
Wait
I
for
want
it.
9-6. I want 10-7.
Okay. I like 28-24, 35-32. I give you 51-54 as it was exciting at the same time. It was basketball on a field, on a football field. College
And I'm
basketball.
glad you brought that up because both of those defensive coordinators are no longer employed in the NFL.
Understandable. I understand.
I'm
But I
just
just
saying,
it keeps you more. It keeps some fans, and I'm one of those fans that are more edge of my seat when it comes to 2 minutes to go with the ball. Want to score? I want to be the last team with the ball. I like that. I like that type of scenario. I liked the way that game was 2 Sundays ago between Baltimore and the Chiefs. Even coming back against the Chargers the way they did. I like the fact that the Raiders and the Dolphins had a game-winning field goal game in overtime. I like that kind of game. I'm not saying that the other ones aren't great, but to me, to keep my attention, I prefer those games over a let's see, can I get a 17-14 game? 19-17.
You know, but 17-14 is not that bad.
Okay. I like 30, but I mean, I like them getting in the 30s. Get in the 30s.
Okay.
it just means the
I
defense
love-
ain't doing their job.
Okay, I'm gonna ask Big Boy. So we're obviously two different. He likes the big play, the exciting field. Now, share my love for that. I will never forget as long as I live seeing the highlights of Earl Campbell hit somebody when running. I'll never forget the very first time I saw Eddie George and Ray Lewis go head up on each other like there was nobody else on the field.
And they're not doing that now.
Contact and collision is what brings me. When you see that big hit, the whole crowd, no matter what stadium, the mood changes. Everybody goes, ooh. There's just that one hit. It will bring chills up your spine. When you see a dude get flipped, ooh, there's something about the big hits that give me, for an example, King Henry, one of the best linebackers in the league thought, okay, I'm going to get him one-on-one. Henry didn't even dip. He just put a shoulder into Leonard. Leonard went flying for 4 yards. There's just something about those ooh hits. See, and both of y'all, y'all know what I'm saying.
You just dated yourself, he says. Nick says. Yeah, they don't do that no more in this NFL. What's the good old? Hey, 2 cents. If you're there, this ain't your daddy's NFL no more.
Oh,
yeah, it's not.
there's some dust on that.
I'm not going to admit that. It's not.
Okay, it
But,
ain't.
Big Boy?
Y'all saying y'all like running. Y'all saying y'all like this defense, but ain't nobody talking about my Cleveland Browns though over there. My pick.
Old school.
My boy, Chubb, 22 for 84 yards, 3.8 yards a carry. Hunt, 10 carries for 81 yards. Even Mayfield got more than 25 yards rushing. Ain't nobody want to say nothing about that defense. When homeboy Garrett got 4.5 sacks, the team got 9 sacks as a total.
Yeah, well, Justin Fields on his way to break David Carr's record.
Let me tell you, you're doing something right when you hold a team to less than 50 yards a game. That's something you see in Madden. All right, that's what I like to see. I like what that team got their spirits crushed out there. Justin Fields might need to sit back. He need to sit back a year. He ain't ready. He ain't ready for this. And Baker Mayfield will get you 250 a game.
All right, so we'll go one more game from last week before we get into games you're looking forward to next week. Rams look very super against the Bucks.
Man,
Or did the Bucks just look really old?
they looked injured. They looked injury prone right there.
Big boy, weren't you the only person on this program that said that the Bucks would win?
Let me tell you.
You and X.
If I'd have known that Antonio Brown was gonna be out like that, and like we was down all those corners, you know what I'm saying? They're really valuable on our team.
I knew Brown was out.
I didn't even check that. I didn't even check that at all. 2 of our starting corners was gone. And then the safety bit on that one play. Deshaun Jackson was gone. Oh, God, it was terrible. But you know what?
You know you had a bad game when Tom Brady has more rushing yards than your old running backs.
I'm about to say, ain't nobody run that ball.
3 carries for 14 yards. They had 35 yards the whole entire game to rush the ball. 35. You talk about pitch count. Tom Brady, 50 years old-ish. 55 throws.
Yeah, but he was hitting all his receivers. He had 10 receivers he hit on that.
He hit a lot of receivers, especially Gronk.
Yeah, I think Gronk got like 8.
Yeah, and Crowder dropped a few too.
Mike Evans had 8. So real quick, we got what's up, Chris O'Connell, big supporter of our show. And this is for you. And this is for you, big boy.
Hey, what's happening?
So, okay, so we got fans. Yes, we got fans out here. So, look, I knew Stafford was going to be great. As soon as all he needed to do was leave Detroit. 2 Wallets said the same thing. I'm sure Big Boy, you on that same train. He didn't have anything around him. No offensive line, no running back. He had Megatron. That was it. He goes to LA, and he's just like a different player. He's
the same player.
He is the same player, but it just looks night and day.
I'm sorry. Can I get a hashtag real quick that says coaching matters?
Bruh.
This is coming from a guy who used to coach. Coaching matters.
Well,
I mean, so does drafting.
Do you notice the only time he had a good coach, Jim Caldwell, still unemployed, anybody else in the NFL need a coach? Giants. Jim Caldwell is available. He takes bad franchises, he puts structure and make them look.
There you go.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Please, somebody got to understand. I've been saying this for 2 years. Jim Caldwell needs a job. Big boy, would you be mad if Jim Caldwell walked in the door? He'll fix your O-line. He'll change personnel. He'll make you guys play the right way. He'll bring fundamentals where they are not. Guess when Matthew Stafford was at his most successful? Winning. When Jim Caldwell was there.
Facts.
All right, so let's get into next week's games. We only got a few more minutes left.
I got it right here.
We talked a little bit about the Chiefs and Eagles, so we'll skip that. Giant Saints, big boy. You interested in any of that game at all? Do you give your Giants a shot?
We literally play at the level of every team we face. They always have a shot. If they can keep it within 10 points of the fourth quarter, we still got a shot.
Yeah, New Orleans is favored by 7.5. I believe this game's finally in the Dome, so that's going to be very, very interesting. I still like the Saints, but I don't know. Maybe they win by 3 instead of 7.5. I don't know. Maybe 7.5 might be a little bit like, I'm not quite sure if I take that. You got to win by 8.
I look. When I made my picks and I put money on my picks this time, I picked the Saints. But if we see Tampa, Winston, the Giants could possibly win this game by 6 because there'll be a pick 6 involved. So I get where Big Boy's coming from, especially the highlight being their defense right now. This game is going to be closer than people think. So, Big Boy, good luck. You guys just need, I'll say 2 turnovers, and you guys can win this game.
All right.
But I'll pick the
But okay, 7.5 though. 2 wallets, 7.5. You going
7.5.
over or under? You going over or under 7.5?
For the Saints?
For the Saints, Saints are favored by 7.5. You gonna go 8 or more, or are you gonna think they win by less than 7?
No, they gonna win by less than 7.
So
I'm with Joe.
all right. Next we got Tennessee going to the Jets. Jets.
Also known as walk in and get a victory motel. Yes.
I'm more shocked that the Buffalo Bills have a better point spread than the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee is -7. Okay.
That makes sense.
The Bills are -16.
Well, the Bills been scoring in the 40s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That don't make sense. I don't see.
You see the Texans out getting beat by 20 points, 3 touchdowns.
Okay. The Texans are going to Buffalo. There's that argument. They got to go to Buffalo. Tennessee got to go to New York. That's why it's only 7. If there was a Nashville, it'd at least be 11.
Look. With the way your defense plays, and by the way, I believe I picked up your Tennessee defense on my fantasy team just so I could, because I'm playing matchups.
No, I got it. So the question for you is how many picks does Wilson have this week?
I think he has 3.
Okay, I'm gonna write you down for 3 picks.
I think he has 3. He has 7, or he already has 7 already.
I'm gonna say
Big
2.
Boy got 2.
The Titans run the ball. He ain't gonna have enough time to throw 3 picks.
I'm with the 2 picks with Big Boy.
But I think the Tennessee Titans could win by at least 14.
Right. I'm just more shocked that you giving the Jets that much of a home field.
Yeah, it's still their home field, and
they know what's showing up.
Look, in New York, the Jets have a better offensive line in New York than the Giants.
All right.
That hurt.
So they guys, I'm hoping Bud Dupree wakes up.
Okay,
I think
so
he's trying to get back to live action, but that's just not.
All right. So the game of the week I'm looking forward to is Arizona at Los Angeles.
Why are we bringing that up? Why we gotta bring that up?
3-0. NFC West division on the line.
Cardinals ain't having it this year. They ain't having it.
Buddy, are you going to? Did you get your tickets to this game? You're the Cardinal fan. Come on, let's talk.
I'm nervous, but if there is any team,
what up, Sean? How you doing?
If there is any team that can walk into LA, which is just right down the 10 freeway.
That they said that last week.
First of all, Tampa's older than dirt. They hired a whole bunch of veterans that act like they the Lakers. They ain't the Lakers. They ain't even got LeBron. That's Brady. Okay, Brady's not LeBron on the greatness scale. Okay, we got LeBron and then Brady down here. Okay, LeBron never had to cheat, so don't get me started on going that way. Okay, third of all, who is gonna catch Kyler? Let me know that.
Aaron Donald.
He's not catching Kyler. He might get to the line, but he's not catching Kyler. This will be a high-scoring game. That I promise you. You want your chips and dip? Get your popcorn ready.
What's the score? Give me a score. Rams are favored by 4.5.
31-36 in the upset, baby.
31-36. Hey,
Look,
hey. Put a case. 6-pack. Put a 6-pack.
already got $10.
Put a 6-pack. Put a 6-pack on that.
That's not fair. That's not
Come on,
fair.
put a 6-pack on that.
It's not fair.
I'm throwing it out there.
Okay, I'll put a 6-pack on it only if you get the Ravens and I got the Broncos. Double up. A pack per game. I get Denver, you get Lamar Jackson. I'll take the Cardinals.
Cassandra over here saying I should do it, so I guess I'll listen to Cassandra and say, all right, you're on.
Do it.
I'll do it. You're on. I'll take the Ravens. I'll take the Ravens and the Rams. Yeah, ink it. You got a red Sharpie?
No, I got straight red 8. We good.
You got a red. I want you to Sharpie it. Put it in nice big bold letters.
Actually, don't give me a Sharpie. Don't give me a Sharpie. It's in the desk. It's in the desk right there. It's in your desk right there. Sharpie.
Yes. All right.
Lamar Jackson still going to get 75 rushing yards on that.
Say one more
Hey.
again.
Yes. Lamar Jackson.
gets
Look.
75 yards. He's not going to get 200 passing yards.
I actually gonna do this, bro. You're gonna go. You're up 2-1 on the Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson rushing touchdowns, right?
He ain't getting none this week.
Lamar Jackson
Ain't
Gonna
getting none
get-
this week.
2 more rushing touchdowns.
I'll take that.
Write it down. 2
Big
more.
boy, please tell me you're taking that bet.
You're gonna get 2 more. 2 more rushing touchdowns.
I can only see Lamar Jackson get a rushing touchdown if it's inside the 3-yard line.
I don't care if it's in the 3 to 1 to 5 to 20, breaks to 460. He's getting 2 rushing touchdowns
Against Denver?
in Denver. In the Mile High.
He's not going to be able to breathe after the first one. He's mile high.
They got oxygen tanks.
He's gonna be. Don't worry.
Big boy, at least tell me you taking that bet. Big boy.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Hit him with the red. Hit him with the red.
Hit him with the red. All right. Okay, so before we get to the epic, by the way, he said, no, big boy, don't do it. Don't do it, big boy. Not too late. It's in the red.
It's in the
It's
red.
red. It's in the red. Before we get to that Sunday night game that I know everybody's looking forward to, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that Sunday night game.
What? I'm looking forward to that Monday night game.
Wow.
Do
You think he's going to score twice? I'm
yes.
astounded.
Do the Panthers go 3-0? 4-0? 4-0? Do the Panthers go 4-0 this weekend? Do they go into Jerry's Road? Does Darnold start off 4-0 and really make a laugher out of that whole New York thing? Or does Pollard and company? Because it ain't Zeke.
Carolina gets upset. I'm pretty sure Carolina should be favored, if I'm not mistaken.
No, Dallas 4.5.
4.5. It's the offensive line. Okay, Dallas D-line versus Carolina. That's why it's 4.5. That's the only thing that makes sense. They dominate that line, and they're at home. Oh boy, Cassandra made me laugh. All right, that's what makes sense. Me, I always bet on the lines anyway. Like I said, I'll take Arizona's D-line versus that Rams O-line. So that's where I'm going to accept that bet. Big boy, I'm still stuck on that Lamar Jackson 2 touchdowns. I can't
And,
believe they didn't do that.
I do say also I think Dallas wins. I think Dallas is gonna beat the Panthers. I think they're gonna fall short.
I'm with you.
They're gonna fall
4.5,
short.
that makes sense.
Yeah, they're gonna fall short.
24-19 Dallas.
Yeah, something around there. However, Pollard, I think maybe the running back of the future for Dallas, at least for this year. He seems to get more for this year. He seems to be more focal on the offense than Zeke is. You might be right. The only reason why they're playing Zeke is because they're paying Zeke.
Fiscal demands, baby. Fiscal demands.
So,
Amen.
I mean, I like CD Lamb is really good, really good receiver. So other than that, those games, Seahawks should have no problem coming back and beating the 49ers, not in my opinion. I think the Seahawks should win. They're not they're favorite. They're 2.5 favorites for the Niners. So I'm thinking Seahawks.
You're picking Seattle?
I'm taking Seattle. I'll take Seattle over the 49ers. But okay. Next, the last 2 games real quick. We'll do it now. Sunday night. Brady goes home. Back to where it all began. Against Belichick. Buccaneers, Patriots.
Tom Brady gonna throw that ball for 50 times a game.
55, another 55 throwing. The dude's arm's gonna throw off. His arm's gonna fall off.
He's like, every time he throws a ball, he's gonna look at Bill Belichick. He's like, "This is what you gave up. This is what you gave up. I bet you wish you still had this.
We could have beat the Chiefs last year, maybe."
He going every time he air that, he be looking at Bill Belichick like, got you, boy.
Could this be the most overrated coverage? Because they even got a Super Bowl, I think. I mean, not Super Bowl, a commercial with the whole about this game. It's out there somewhere. Overhype. Buccaneers are favored by 7. You're gonna be a shocker, right? But I think the Patriots win by 3.
Okay, big boy. Emotionally, I'm with Big Chief on that one. Emotionally. But when I put my money down, I've learned the hard way about betting financial endeavors against Tom Brady. And I will no longer do it.
I'm not betting the 6-pack.
Wants New England for my brother Teddy, okay? My brother, I want New England to win the game. Because somebody watching the show is going to say, see, coaching doesn't matter when Tom Brady doesn't win. But we all have to realize that.
Cassandra says go Pats.
Thank you, Cassandra. Tom Brady wouldn't have been as good as Tom Brady if he didn't get drafted by New England. If he's drafted by the Jets, I dare Tom Brady to end up like that. That's all I'm saying.
I saw a TikTok.
He's going to the Jets. He ain't going to be Tom Brady the Great.
I saw a TikTok today that said, "What if Drew Bledsoe never got hurt?"
Nobody would never know who Tom Brady is. I mean, right now.
Tom, who 6th-round Michigan pick would have been just like every other 6th-round quarterback pick.
Yep, cut.
All right. So, does anybody thinking? So, you guys are both taking Tampa then?
I'm taking Tampa. Even with the injuries, I'm taking Tampa.
Unfortunately, I picked Tampa financially, but my heart still wants New England. That's all I can say.
All right. Well, let's go to the Monday night game. Right back down the street from where you're at, 2 wallets.
That's a toughie.
I'm torn.
Where are the Raiders from again?
LA.
Where do the Raiders from? Just curious.
They're from LA.
Okay. Where do they play at?
They play in Vegas.
Okay.
Mm.
Oh, I thought I was gonna get him again. I thought I was gonna get him.
That's my game of the week. That's
Game of the
my
week.
game
Okay,
of the week.
your game of the week. You talk about the game of the week. It's your game.
Yeah, man.
My game was the Cardinals Rams. So yours
That's
is
not
your
fair.
game of the week. Your game of the week.
I gotta give it to the Raiders. The Raiders are gonna come out victorious in this game. They know how to win. They know how to win. They have gotten to the point where they need to be to squeeze out the close games. And that's something you gotta appreciate. The Chargers didn't do it against the Cowboys. They lost that close game. They still working on it. Raiders got it. They got the run game. They got the passing. The defense is holding. The only thing that will shoot them in the foot would be the penalties right now.
That's the Chargers. They gonna get
That's the
penalties
Chargers. Chargers going to get called for a crazy penalty.
all day.
Exactly. So if the Raiders play their clean game,
I'm
They
sorry.
should be playing
The
clean
Chargers,
win.
you're like at least
Simple as
8
that.
penalties. You looking at me? Say something. Then. What you got on me?
What you got, X?
What you got? They gonna get at least 8 penalties. X. That's what the Chargers do. Okay, you want to stay silent?
Hey, X, you want to bet double or nothing on that watermelon bet?
Do you want
I
to
don't-
go? He said no.
no hesitation. He gonna get that watermelon
Oh,
today.
dude.
Okay. What's your game of the week, Two Wallets? Real quick before we win. We're going over a little bit.
The first round draft pick, first pick of the draft, is going to get his first win tomorrow night. Bank it, call it, go to Vegas, put down, I think it's put down 50 to win 250. I think that's where it's at. Is that what the line's at?
Let's see. Money line.
And while he's looking for the money line, big boy, it is unfortunate. On the unfortunates, the Giants did rank number 31st on the unfortunates only because they got the worst offensive line in the league. And there's a disconnect between coach and talent. It's the only reason why I got them ranked 31st in the NFL.
The money line is Jaguars plus 280. So it's a lot of money going on the Bengals, man. Bengals minus 350. So
Whoa.
if you want to put that money on there, that's crazy.
Go ahead, explain it.
So, all right. Well,
Only if I had a bookie.
yeah, call the bookie. So, all right. Well, fortunately, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you for watching all around Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. We much appreciate it. Catch us every Wednesday night from 8 to 9. Sometimes we go a little bit over. If we didn't get to your team, I'm sorry about it. Well, shoot us a comment. You know, you can always chat with us. We'll talk about your teams here and there. We'll get to them all. Next week we'll see what's going on. Look for those game of the weeks and get those big bets going.
Mm-hmm.
Big Boy and myself will win starting tomorrow night. We'll win our cases starting tomorrow. I might go.
That
I have to
sounded
go.
so pretty. Say it again. What should the people tune in? What should they be watching?
They should be watching us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok,
Rolls.
Coastal Bros. Not the Coastal Bros, but the Coastal Bros. Okay.
There's a bit of a typo there.
Not the Coastal Bros, okay? We were not related to Bob Costas. But anyways, once again, have a good night. We shall talk to you guys later. And any final words, guys?
I would like to say congratulations to Washington for a young quarterback for getting the win. They're going to beat Atlanta in Atlanta. Congratulations.
Big boy, any final words?
We keeping Joe Judge to the end of the season.
Oh, you heard that.
Just call Jim, man. Just call Caldwell, man. He's waiting.
And my final words is this. The Giants are now on the clock.
No, the Jets are on the clock. New York is on the clock.
New York is on the clock. 1 and 2.
New York is on the clock.
All right, guys. You guys have a good one.
All right.